Douglas fir trees, like this absolute beauty here, are common all throughout Cascadia, but they really haven't been in this part of the world for very long, relatively speaking. About 50 million years ago, they started making their way up from present-day Mexico following natural climate changes, crossing the land bridge in the Bering Strait over to Asia before being pushed further south by the ice ages and gradually making their way back up north again following glacial retreat about 12,000 years ago. And they've done so at the painfully slow rate of around 1 mile every 2,500 years. Now, during this migration, populations of these trees were divided and isolated as things changed over very long periods of time to create different species, from Pseudostuga lindleyana, the Mexican Douglas fir in the Sierra Madre ranges, to Pseudostuga macrocarpa, the big cone Douglas fir in the mountains of Southern California, to Pseudostuga menziesii up here in Cascadia with the coastal subspecies and a Rocky Mountain one, not to mention all the different species that split off over into Asia. It is absolutely wild to consider what these landscapes would have looked like before then, as Douglas firs are so commonplace today with huge cultural and commercial significance. But what's it going to look like after they're gone? See, with climate change, the level and rate of change we're facing today is far more rapid than that which these trees were able to take advantage of as they migrated north, taking place over a couple hundred years as opposed to millions. And when climate models predict that BC is going to have a climate similar to Northern California by the end of the century, what does that mean for the ecological stability of these areas? Change is the only constant in life, and climate change is one of the most daunting types of change we face today. And it might be easy to dismiss it all because us humans are going to be able to adapt to those changes, but the reality is that many of the species that make up these ecosystems we rely on can't adapt as quickly as things are changing. And that is a big deal because when ecosystems collapse, it leads to extinction events that not even us humans can survive, which would be a bit of a bummer.